It's only 5:53 in the morning and paalis na kami ng bahay kasi may morning wedding kami sa Tagaytay. Yun, so outfit check. I think I got this from, kalimutan ko yung pangalan. Ito. See? Diba? Good morning, guys! What time is it? 7:15 in the morning, and we are on our way to Tagaytay. Kasi meron kaming morning wedding. Okay, it's been a while since we attended a morning wedding, kaya naka-makeup ako, di ba?
I like this.
Anong you like this?
Morning wedding.
I actually like morning weddings also.
I mean, sometimes it can be really early. Like, remember that time
Dawn naman yun.
Yeah.
Dawn wedding yun.
Oh, we were awake, what, 3 a.m., 4 a.m.?
Parang ayoko naman.
And even the scene, like, even while we were there, that the sun rose while we were having the ceremony, that was beautiful.
We're gonna go get our coffee now because I don't think I can stay that long in the ceremony na hindi nakakatulog kung hindi tayo magkape ngayon, mga besh. Arrived here. We are in Antonio's in Tagaytay. Dito yung pag may budget kami, nakakapag-date kami dito.
Actually, oh.
So, Hailey!
Sir, yan nga po natin. May pinagtuloy po doon. Kahit po natin.
Oh, sige.
Wow, okay. May tulo daw ng langis ang aming kotse. Ang taray naman dito sa Antonio's na, oo. Talagang concerned sila dun sa namin. Okay, we shall go down first. Take 2, nagbihis ako, iba ang outfit ko na ang aking top because I saw the other ninangs, baka naman sumobrang underdressed ako, so kaya nagbaon ako ng mga ganito. Ginamit ko yan sa kasal ni Paula. Yan yung outfit ko as maid of honor sa kasal niya. Alright, hi you guys, and it's already almost 7 or 7 na ba?
It's 7:15.
It's 7:15. I didn't expect to be in this wedding for like this long. This is probably
The longest wedding, yeah.
Wedding kung saan nagstay kami.
10 hours.
10 hours ba?
10 hours.
Grabe
9 to 7.
kaloka, 10 hours. But it was so fun. That is like one of the best weddings that we have ever attended. And we're gonna talk about it more on the vlog and on the podcast. Alright, I'm gonna go look for stuff first and I shall get back to the vlogging in a while. Guys, we're setting up in that room because we're going to vlog our podcast again today because he actually doesn't know this, but I'm gonna try to wear my wedding gown again. Tingnan natin kung kasya pa. It's all here. It's gonna be a surprise. Let's see if it fits. Ready? What is this?
Why?
Kasya pa ako, guys. Sa wedding.
Today, actually.
No, Hey guys! So I am in my wedding gown. This is the original wedding gown and I really did not expect to fit in it. Actually, I'm not one of those girls who try to, forever fit in their wedding gowns. Like, I didn't care kung isang araw ay hindi na ako kasya dun sa wedding gown ko, no? Pero siguro, with what we've been like doing recently, getting all fit and that, nakabalik tayo dito sa size na to. Medyo hindi lang ako makahinga, pero medyo lang naman.
Ang programang ito ay rated SPG.
Aray ko. Sequins. So this is my... Aray. X-rated. And then, papakita ko sa inyo, kasi sa kasal namin, I did not want to wear shoes. So he was asking me, ano ba yung dream wedding ko? Tapos hindi talaga ako makasagot kasi wala naman akong dream wedding. Well, not really dream, but what I want is that I don't have to wear high heels. Kasi nga, feeling ko it's going to be an all-night affair. Tapos, naka-heels ka. Paano yun, di ba? Sabi ko, pwede bang magpaa sa wedding mo? Doon na nagkaroon ng venue. Kasi, kung ganun yung gusto mo, then you'd have to do it by the beach.
Garden or beach?
Oo, ganun. So, doon kami napunta sa beach.
Process of eliminations.
Tapos ito yung sa galing to sa friend ko, si Raquel. And she owns Love Rocks. Tapos, ilalagayan yan sa paa. Parang ito na lang yung sinuot ko sa paa. Pag ganyan. Yan. So, ito yung footwear ko. Nung wedding ko. Oh, diba? Tarush! Saka pa lang talaga ako. I don't know if I said it, but my goal was for everyone to have a relaxed time at the party. Na it didn't feel like, one of those weddings na parang sobrang stiff and formal and all that. Kasi nga mas gusto ko yung magkausap sila, nagkakatawanan, ganyan. Yung relax lang yung vibe. Ito yung belo. Babae sa balete. Charot. So, yon, mag-uusap tayo ng wedding today. And if you're someone who's looking to get married someday, or you're planning your wedding, or you're just, you don't have anything to watch, tune in! This is also available, like the whole podcast, on Anything Goes with the BONIS. So search us up. We're on Spotify and Apple. Right now, we are in his parents' place. His parents are not here, so they lent us this house for the time being because ours is being renovated. Dito kami magpa-podcast. So, let's go. Let's do it.
Okay, so we are already in that part where we get to talk about the topic of the day. Ano ba topic natin?
We're talking about weddings.
Yeah, and why are we talking about it?
You chose it.
Kasi sobrang lang kami na-inspire. We were at the wedding. This is the longest that we've ever been to, and we didn't expect it. Actually, we had a lot planned for the afternoon, including this podcast. You're supposed to do it on the same day.
Overlooking the volcano in Tagaytay.
Tapos wala, na-scrap out lahat.
With the breeze
just because it was such
hair.
I don't know. I think the Luzuriagas are just really good party makers, huh?
So we got there at 9. The wedding started at 10. Ceremony was over like 10:45, parang ganon, 10:40. Picture. Then the transition, right? The couple goes and gets pictures, and all the guests have refreshments and are talking and milling around. And then 12 o'clock was lunch, reception.
And it was
Very simple program.
Like all simple. It was just flowing from one part to the next. And
of the venue.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, and even like the venue felt that way. Na parang from this point, you're just gonna go to this point, and no one was forcing anyone to be like, alam mo yun, yung masyadong maraming programs.
Yeah,
yung masyadong programmed na klase ng wedding. It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
And everyone was just talking to whoever was in front of them.
So after lunch, after reception, 2 o'clock, they dismissed. And they were like, hey, if you gotta go, you can go. But if you want, you can go downstairs.
To the lanai. They called it the lanai.
And
so
just
the
keep
garden
hanging
part.
out. And so from 2:30, before we knew it, it was 7 o'clock.
Like, it's just such a cool touch na we didn't really prepare like this major like program for you, but you guys are free to enjoy, and then they provided food. Parang yun nga naisip ko yun, gusto mo magstay yung tao, dapat may pagkain tsaka inumin.
I think what fascinates us also is, and this was funny because we were talking with the couple at the table we were at, the translation of values into physical forms. And for me, that's one thing I love to see in a wedding. I'm not saying like my preference but ay silang-sila nga to.
Correct.
Alam mo yun.
Yun naman talaga yung maganda sa isang wedding, na nakikita ko kung sino kayo. And you're right. A wedding is, I kind of like say this to a lot of couples who are just about to get married. Na it's kind of like a dry run to see like how you both are as a partner, because you know it involves a lot of decision making.
Yeah, you're mounting a project.
Yeah. One memorable wedding for me was Patty Laurel's when she got married to Patrick Fillart, right? So we got invited, and it was like mounted in like one of my most favorite wedding venues, Hacienda Isabela. Kasi gusto ko lang talaga yung pagka-rustic, industrial, unfinished type niya. I think it was my first wedding after a series of, like many weddings na sagana sa SDE. Same day edit na nung panahon namin is the
Nothing
thing.
against same day edits. We had a same day edit.
Oh.
We love our same day
At saka parang kami, value talaga namin nung panahon na yun kasi yun yung thing.
Yeah.
Right? So yun, that was like, ikaw, ano naman ang isang, favorite, memorable, unforgettable?
Ako, I'm gonna give one that's not on your list because I saw your list. Mark and Joy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, memorable yun sa akin kasi yun yung wedding na na-impacho ko.
Yes. Well, that
My
definitely
gosh,
happened to you.
Okay, I can remember na impacho ko kasi may buntis ako kay Philip, tas sobrang henis yung nag-cater sa kanya. Sobrang favorite ko yun.
So the
Tas
food was really
kinain ko ng
good?
kinain. Sobrang dami ko kinain. Tapos grabe, nung pauwi na ako, parang mamamatay na ako dahil feeling ko na impacho nga ako. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna mention this wedding
I'm gonna
because
borrow
I
your phone.
know
I need to look up another person.
I think it's your one of your favorite weddings also, yung kay Peds at kay Joyce.
Yes.
Dawn wedding kasi siya. So parang kaming dalawa, first time lang natin mag-dawn wedding, correct?
Yep. I was officiating. We had to be up by 3 a.m.
Now we're gonna talk about, did you like our wedding? Ako, I did.
Yeah, no, of course I loved it. And
Ako, I loved it kasi parang, ito nga talaga yung gusto kong wedding.
that's exactly what I was gonna say. Like, as a tip for anyone planning a wedding, plan what you want. You know, you're gonna make compromises here and there for parents or siblings or other relatives or even budget reasons. But sana kayo yung mag-enjoy sa ginagawa nyo.
I like kasi that, yung parang the whole beach feel. Hindi dahil sa beach ha. Alam mo lang yung feeling na mas relaxed ka pag nasa beach ka. So yun kasi talaga yung na-achieve nung party ng reception natin, na they were just having fun. Like people were really talking to one another. That's kind of like the reasons why I liked the weddings that I liked. So that's kind of what we gave to them as well.
Yeah.
Na, para ka lang nasa beach. Pinag-beach lang kita, kumain ka ng ihaw-ihaw, kumain ka ng...
We also made sure that the food would be accessible. It was like, make your own pasta, make your own salad.
Correct.
Diba? Choose your own inihaw.
Yun. So very minimal yung parang rules and regulations natin.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed ours because of that.
Yeah.
So this part naman, we kind of like, since probably some people are gonna ask or are gonna check out this podcast or this vlog because they're planning their own wedding. We also have a little bit of like, may tips, may mga best practices kami.
Yeah.
And probably mga ayaw na lang din namin na ginawa namin sa wedding namin, or we wish we could have done more. Maybe you'll learn from it. I don't know.
I was told that women plan their weddings at birth, or whatever, from a very young age, and they've got this scrapbook somewhere, and they know exactly what they want to do at their wedding, and you just have to pay for it as the guy. That's what I understood. Wrong, diba? That was such a wrong stereotype. Fake news po. I think one thing that I want to say is that find what words matter to you for how you want your wedding to be. If I remember correctly, we said that we wanted to honor God with our wedding.
That's right.
Number 2, we wanted people to be at ease in our wedding, that they were just relaxed. And number 3, we wanted people to walk away and know us and our story better. Na na sila nga yun, parang ganon. And if there's something they don't like, then kasi siguro ganun sila. Alam mo yun, na that's us, you know?
So I remember that even our tables were not really table numbers, but places that we've been to together.
Yeah, or like things we're both into.
Yeah. So, and our wedding cake was kind of one of a kind.
Our favorite books.
Because it was like all of our favorite books. So we've got their C.S. Lewis, we've got the literary version of the
na-issue pa yun.
Bible, ganon. Oo.
So all the wedding cake books, there were like 7 books that were both meaningful to both of us. Yeah. Now, so find your values. Secondly, translate those values into the money. And probably the best money advice that we got for wedding planning was this. I read it in a magazine. I shared it with Carla and it super helped. It said, stop trying to, let's say you have this magic number, right? Let's say 200,000 for your wedding. And whatever that number is, don't divide the costs evenly. Instead, ramp up your 3 favorite items or 3 favorite services or 3 favorite features as high as you possibly can and make everything else cheap. Because if those other things are not important to you, then don't spend money on that. Like flowers are not important to us. And so I remember our coordinator was like, what kind of flowers do you want? When we were like, white. And she said, like, what kind? The cheapest white flowers
kahit
you can find.
binunot nyo lang dyan sa tabi.
Yeah, as long as it's white and it's cheap. That's what we said. But max out on what is important to you. And so for us, it was the videographer, the venue, and this dress.
I think when you're in a wedding, I mean like you're planning for your wedding, you also kind of have to respect each other's processes because though you are coming together, God is also working on you individually. I told him, let's get my dress in Divisoria.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, who do you want to contact for your dress? And I'm like, you're not going to be able to afford them. And then he said na he wanted to believe for them. I'm like, hey, how do you fight that? Na he wants to believe for that. And true enough, God did provide for my wedding dress.
Another one is if you're not comfortable with the supplier, with the vendor, don't push forward with it.
Cancel.
I think for one tip lang with the money, you want to be fully paid on the day of the wedding. And I've seen a lot of people make this mistake and it's never good. You don't want to rely on the gifts to pay for the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
That is a terrible, terrible idea.
And you don't want to start off your... Maybe this is a good time also to bring them the 3 F's of wedding for me. And it's not the bad word that you're thinking about. Okay, the first F for me is fear. It's so easy to enter your marriage, your would-be marriage, with the wedding with a lot of fear. Because you're realizing na this is not unlimited. May limitations. Gusto mo to, gusto ko yan, pero ito lang yung meron ako.
And you only get married.
So, syempre, magkaka-fear ka talaga dyan.
Yeah.
But, I'd like to encourage you na magkaiba ang fear sa wisdom. Na may wisdom ka lang talagang malaman na this is where it ends and we gotta limit ourselves. And then meron din naman yung fearful ka lang na ayoko na mag-believe for anything. Magkaiba yung dalawang yon. Learn to discern what is it that you have. Do you have fear? Or do you have only a lack of wisdom, which is also what the second F is all about. It's going to be foolishness. Marami rin naman talaga kaming mga napuntahan na at nakilala na umiiyak na lang sila pagkatapos ng wedding nila because they made very foolish decision. So make this a very good dry run. Of course, there's always grace. God can cover that naman kung nagkamali kayo sa wedding
and
niyo.
You can talk about it. You can say, mali pala yun.
Mali pala yun.
We had stuff like that also.
So your foolishness is not the end of it all naman. But also, I would like to encourage you with the third F, which is faith. Kwento ko sa kanila yung mga parang pasabog ni God sa akin. Yeah. Na ito talagang asing wild kasi
grabe si Lord.
So we bought magazines and then I would point out stuff na ay gusto ko to, Tina, gusto ko to. So Tina would ask me tapos i-point out ko yung picture ng itong rock na to. So I saw a rock and then there's this bride against that rock na nakatapon yung veil niya, parang hinahangin ganyan. Sabi ko, sa ganyan ko gusto magpakasal.
Yeah.
So sabi niya, wala naman yatang beach na may ganyan. na yung may rock na yan. Tapos sabi ko, at saka gusto ko ganyan yung picture, yung feels ng picture na yan. Sabi niya, patingin nga, sino ba kumuha? Sabi ko, ay teka lang, ito, pinakita ko sa kanya. And then she said, Lito C, sabi niya. Hindi kaya yan ang budget niya, dear.
Immediately, she said, ay, out of your budget yan.
Kasi syempre, di ba, your wedding coordinator, right at the very beginning of your talk, would ask you, what is your budget? And so she was very diligent in keeping that for us. And so when she was looking at the name of Lito C, she's like, ay, hindi mo yan kaya, dear. Hindi na yan, okay na, maghahanap na lang tayo ng iba.
Which we tried.
And then we were pretty much set with like, sige, okay lang, kahit di ko naman makuha yung photographer na yan. One Sunday, your dad calls you and says,
so we were having lunch after church service at the fort. We were getting closer and closer to getting married, and my dad went up to me and said, hey, somebody came up to me after service and I mentioned that you're getting married, and he said, Pastor, if it's possible, I would love to do your son's wedding. If it's okay, if they're still looking for a photographer. And my dad gave me the calling card.
And the name was Lito C.
Like, we didn't even know he went to church.
I was just amazed because, we really didn't even think of reaching out to him because he was just beyond our budget. But, God made the way. So that's one encouragement that I have. And then the next is, remember yung bato na sinasabi ko. So I had pictures of that.
We were already overwhelmed by that.
Yeah.
We're married. We're
And
just
then,
like, God, thank you.
Yeah,
You're
thank
amazing.
you. You just, you paid for everything in our wedding. Meron pa akong picture doon na pinakita kay Tina na sabi ko, saan po may mga bato-batong ganito? And then lahat na ng beaches na binisita namin sa lahat ng ocular namin, walang ganun. So we were at the honeymoon already, which was also a surprise na na-afford natin. Kasi, basta, may pumasok lang sa atin na gift. And, we were able to afford that.
Our faith kasi was, even though Carla had work, that we would be able to pay for the wedding entirely from my salary.
Yes.
And the honeymoon from my salary.
Okay.
So we had like this kind of wedding plan. Because of that, if you're on the vlog, or you can see how small a space I'm holding my fingers apart.
Syempre, di ba, parang, wow, para ma-afford namin yun. Parang, thank you pa rin, Lord. Ganyan. Okay na kami doon.
Blown away.
And then, one day, I was in the balcony of, I don't even remember kung ano yun, minulok or lagin. Hindi ko na maalala. Basta nasa ilabas
I think
ako.
it's Minulok.
Nakadungaw ako, tapos naka-place yung aking arm sa may parang, alam mo yung parang railing or whatever, ganyan. So, nakatingin ako sa labas. Nakatingin ako doon sa malayo, and then I realized, oh my gosh, ang familiar ng bato. Tapos na-realize ko, ay, ito yung bato dun sa picture na kinuha ko. Kinut out ko pa yun from a magazine.
Yeah.
And then right there and then I kept crying because I was like, Lord, grabe. Tapos parang feeling ko talaga, whisper niya sa akin, even the things you forget, I remember.
Yeah.
Talaga ba? Kung nga kinalimutan ko na yung pangarap ko na yun eh. Pero ikaw hindi mo pala nakalimutan at gusto mo pala talaga siyang ibigay sa akin. So yun, all to say na, there are 3 F's. There's fear, there's foolishness, but then there's also faith that you have the 4th F, a great Father in heaven who can provide things beyond your imagination. So go ahead and dream. Go ahead and ask for things. And, if it's in His will, He will get it. Kung gusto niya talagang makuha mo yun, makukuha mo talaga yun.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, guys, we're done with the podcast, and thank you for joining us on this vlog.
So for those who need to know, this is how we podcast kasi, di ba? At wag niyo po kaming gagayahin. Okay, sana may regular recording schedule kayo. Sana may regular place kung saan niyo ginagawa.
We were supposed to share our vows, but we didn't end up sharing it na kasi parang sobrang napachika na kami ng bongga. So we'll just do it in another Date in the Life episode since a lot of you like that pala. But anyway, yeah, so we're just gonna read this in another Date in the Life episode. For now, thanks. I hope you guys got to learn something from our vlog. We love talking about weddings. We love speaking faith into people who are getting into a marriage. And if you're not someone who's getting married yet and I don't know what you're doing here, I do hope that whatever we talked about kind of spoke life to you also and faith to you in your
to your
season.
friends and your spouse if you're married, and remember what you liked about your wedding. Or,
Sige. Bye, guys. Gutom na ako. Tsaka, yeah. Ayoko na isuot to kasi at saka sa kilikili eh. Okay, bye.
is it?